Excalibur. Soon, King Arthur heard about the Black Knight. He lived in the nearest forest and was one of the strongest men in Britain. He had fights with all the knights who were going through the forest. He was always the winner and killed a lot of them. King Arthur decided to meet the Black Knight and talk to him. So he put on his armor and rode into the forest. He took Merlin with him, who was the wisest man in the country. They were going through the forest and suddenly saw a shield in the tree. There were some words on it. "Whoever passes this way will meet his death." King Arthur struck the shield hard. A moment later, he saw the Black Knight in black armor on a black horse. "Why do you stop everybody who goes through the forest?" asked King Arthur. "I do as I like," said the Black Knight. "If you want to go on, you must fight me first." "I will," said King Arthur. The fight began. Both knights were very strong, and the fight went on for a long time. Suddenly, King Arthur struck the Black Knight's sword so hard that his own sword broke in two. When Merlin saw it, he decided that it was time to take action. So he put a spell on the Black Knight. The next moment, the knight fell into a deep sleep. "What have you done?" asked the king. "Have you killed the Black Knight with your magic?" "He is only sleeping, my lord," said Merlin. "Come with me." Merlin took Arthur to an old man who lived deep in the forest. The old man knew of secret medicines. He used them to heal Arthur's wounds. Arthur was unhappy because he didn't have his sword anymore. "Don't worry, my lord. Soon you will have a much better sword," Merlin said. Merlin asked Arthur to follow him. It was a long way through the forest. At last they came to a beautiful blue lake. "Merlin, why have you brought me here?" Arthur asked, looking at the blue water of the lake. Suddenly, he saw something very strange and surprising. In the middle of the lake, an arm in white silk came out of the water. In the arm, there was a shining sword. "This is Excalibur," said Merlin, "the sword that I told you about. The Lady of the Lake will give it to you." Then they saw a beautiful lady. She appeared out of the lake and walked across the waters to them. Her hair was as red as fire, and her blue eyes were shining as the water of the lake. The Lady of the Lake lives under the water in a beautiful palace. She will tell you how to get the sword, said Merlin. The lady came up to the king and said to him, "I am the Lady of the Lake. I have kept the sword for many years. This boat will carry you to the center of the lake, so you will get the sword." Then Arthur saw a boat coming up to him. He got into it, and the next moment the boat turned and sailed to the center of the lake. Arthur easily took the sword from the arm, and the arm went under the water. The boat turned once more and sailed back to the shore. Arthur wanted to thank the Lady of the Lake, but he didn't see her there. He jumped out of the boat and showed Merlin the sword. "Which do you like best?" asked Merlin. "The sword or the scabbard?" "I like the sword, of course," said King Arthur. "That is not a wise choice," said Merlin. "The scabbard is more important. While you wear the scabbard, you will never lose a drop of blood, so keep it with you forever." The King Arthur and Merlin went back to the Black Knight. Merlin woke him up, and the battle began again. Now Arthur had Excalibur, and soon he won the battle. The Black Knight fell to his knees in front of the king "Don't kill me, King Arthur," asked the Black Knight. "I will not kill you, because you fight so bravely. Will you come to live in Camelot?" asked the king. The Black Knight agreed, and they made their peace.